What is good? What is good? What is good, everybody? Let's see what is going on here. Let me see. Let me see. Everybody, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We are now live. Let me see what we got here. Live. Let me make sure all is good and all is working. Sweet. To the two of you, Tekken, always on time, always dialed in. My favorite human in the world of Card Talk fandom because you're always on time, and it's funny. I've gotten to know my boy Tekken over the last couple of years, right? And there are few people as diligent or timely as my boy Tekken. And the funny thing is, if you don't know about Tekken Sports has built a real business. And the backbone of that business, I'd be remiss to think it was not absolute savagery, discipline, detail, action, and they say discipline sets you free. I think a lot of times the old adage or whatever it might be might beg to differ. I think a lot of people think, oh, if I gotta, I got this schedule, I gotta be here, be there. And I'm one of those people that thought this way for a long time. I don't want to be so disciplined. I got to be free flowing. There's all these Twitter threads about, what do you think? Oh, don't have meetings or this or that. I know one thing. Show up on time. Do what you say you're going to do. Not for other people, for yourself. Close that loop. Close that loop. Close that loop. That allows you the freedom to do all the other things. And it's not lost on me that 5 weeks in a row now, Tekken Sports has shown up. Even before me, actually. The funny thing about all this is he showed up here before I did because I was a minute and a half, 2 minutes late because I got a new camera. The reason being is because, for lack of better excuses, work is bananas right now. VeeFriends is going insanity, absolute madness. I can't buy a free minute. And so I showed up a little late. My plugins are wrong. I don't know. I had some technical difficulties, but we're here. Kamikaze's in the building. Long story short, Tekken Sports. To know him is to really understand a lot of things. My man came from the dirt, built a massive, massive, massive business around reselling, one of the largest reselling communities in the world, off the back of eBay listings showing up. Estate sale says it's starting at 7 a.m. Be there at 6:58. Why? Because you might get the best piece that resales for the most. And if you show up 3, the largest. Did I say biggest? The largest. So that's what that is. I'm excited about tonight's show. Tonight's show is an epic one. There's a lot of things that we're working on. First and foremost, I got to say I'm proud. It's 5 weeks in a row. We're on episode 5, if you will. We're getting the process down of clips, of podcasts going live, of first thing the next morning. Boom. So tomorrow morning, right now it is Tuesday, 7:07 p.m. East Coast, New York City, Tribeca here at the studio that I have with my amazing fiance. Tomorrow morning around 6 a.m. Eastern, we will have this posted as a podcast, video podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple. If you listen to podcasts somewhere else, maybe rethink that decision, but also let me know. Then today we've got guests. Today we've got 4 guests, actually, because what I realized, and now I'm like, oh, maybe 7:15 was better because it's 7:08, but I started a couple minutes late. What I realized is I need 10 minutes up front and then guests. So that's going to be happening. I've got a couple different I got a couple different guests. I got a potpourri of guests tonight, if you will. First off, shout out my boy Dr. Collectible, who was a guest maybe 2 weeks ago, might have been 2 weeks ago. Was at our trade night in New York City, showed up. Been riding with VeeFriends. I've had a great time spending more and more time. Shout out to all 12 people that are in here right now. So on the docket tonight is really fun lineup. First and foremost, I got my boy, the Card Carver. The Card Carver is a longtime friend of mine. And I got to pull something down or out. Oh, here we go. I got a little treat for Card Carver when he comes on. OG Card Talk fan. OG person that I've been working with in the hobby. Someone that we're trying to find the right approach on the VeeFriends side. But I've said this a couple times. With the explosion of what's happening, with my learnings of how I would say phase one, late 2018 to like 2022, 2023, deploying my learnings, I believe what Card Carver and those that are in the same realm, I believe we're very close to the whole thing exploding. What I mean by that is custom card art, right? Whether it's what's happening with all these different, I haven't had on yet, but I'm very excited to have Saturday morning cards on here eventually. I'll tell you 1 second, Luke Love Disney. I'll tell you 1 second, I'll address that. What's happening with gas trading cards, complex now. I mean, last night, Sunday night, Lamine Yamal posted a collaborative post with Pokemon. We were dying of laughter in that, like, the backup point guard for the Orlando Magic used to post cards in 2021, and we'd talk about it for like 4 days. Like the whole hobby, everything's up 20% because someone in the NBA, whatever. Now it's just like it's everywhere. And I guess long-winded where I'm going and what I'm saying is that cards and collectibles are becoming ubiquitous. We do these insular things where we think, oh, Topps owns everything. Every card is Topps. Way more people don't know anything about Topps. There are collectors in there, in and around the hobby. There are people into sports. Think about the Super Bowl on Sunday night. You know how many people watch that for the first time? The world is big, and the internet has opened the whole thing. And I believe individuals like my buddy Tom Card Carver have a huge market. I had Eddie from C3 Grading. PSA today just announced increased prices, more opportunity. You know how much modern Pokemon is getting graded? You know how many people don't know anything about PSA that are interested in graded cards and or Pokemon? A lot. So we've got custom card artist, Card Carver coming on. Then we take it over to London town. We got a late night appearance from my boy Kobe Bull Habibi, my buddy who I had a great trip to Dubai with. He's going to be joining. Then I've got my buddy Danny from Breaking Co., who's a character in and of himself, who I'm just going to have a little chat about breaking landscape, what he's up to, hit him with all the questions. He's going to be an interesting cat. And then we wrap it up with one of my favorite people in the entire hobby, one of the more knowledgeable people, in my opinion, Rick Ellis, to give us a little rundown on all things Topps Chrome Premier League. The voice is a little raspy. I've been sick for about the last week or so, but I'm on the mend. I'm drinking a little electrolytes here. We're going to be live for about the next hour. And we're going to have a great episode. We're getting clips out from the guests. Thank you for saying that, Tekken. Everything's about just get it out. It's crazy. StreamYard, boom, gives me AI clips. They're like 80% of the way there. I add a little zhuzh on the front, a little zhuzh on the back. Have some help, and we're good to go. Luke Love Disney. Hey, my buddy who owns a card shop got a VeeFriends vending machine today. Are those like mystery box things? In some ways, yes. So we have a whole vending machine business that we're now rolling out, which we did a bit in partnership with Topps, but is a VeeFriends vending machine. There's about 800 of them out in the world. There will be about another 800 over the next 6 months. that end up in retail stores around the country. Within the vending machines are collectible pencil toppers. So we worthless wax. Thank you, man. That means so much, man, woman, whatever it might be. Worthless wax. Love some good worthless wax. I definitely have some around somewhere. Um, Collectible pencil toppers. They come out in seasons. So season 1 and 2, season 3 and 4, season 5 and 6. I think we're on 7 and 8, maybe, or 5 and 6. This is the third year. Two new seasons every year. New characters. The latest season has one of our most well-known characters, Rare Robot, in a gold, actual to gold medal. There's a golden Rare Robot that you can find in these vending machines. Going to be ramping up content, all of that. Lastly, before I get Carver on here, I'm excited. I'm going to be at Comics Pro next week. It's looking like in Glendale, California. B2B comics exhibit. Shake hands, get to know a lot of the comic retailers around the country as we work to get comics on the streets, into the shops, into the hands, and read by those around the country. So without further ado, I'm getting ready to have Maine's finest on the stream. One of my favorite individuals. I've always said the hobby is all about relationships. The hobby is all about friends. Tom and I have known each other quite some time now. Whenever I think about the national, I think about Tom. He's always hustling. He's always making things happen. I agree, Luke. We need Lou on. It's like a once a month thing. I get Ryan and Lou. But with that, I'm going to show you a piece that Tom did where anyone was asking about Card Talk being back as a gift I received, something I hold very near and dear and precious to my heart. One of the more talented artists that I know, and again, I say this a lot, but someone that is before their time right now, in my opinion, and what is to come in the custom card art market. Tom, the card carver, welcome to the stage. Welcome to Card Talk Live.
Hey, how are you, man? How do
I'm
I how do I how do I come in after that introduction? Are you kidding me?
oh, good. How you doing, brother? How are things?
I'm awesome, man. Things are great. How about you?
Nice. All is good. All is good. I'm pumped to finally be able to do this and have you on. Whereabouts are you today?
I'm actually at home. I thought about recording at my studio, but I also have this behind me, which, I
Sick.
know we're gonna talk a little more about collecting and stuff, not necessarily just the art.
Yeah.
Um, and the collecting is a big part of me as well, and I don't know if a whole lot of people really realize that or not. So
Yeah.
happy to be on and talk with you today.
Well, we're happy to have you. I gotta kick it off by flashing what I would consider one of the grails in my collection, which is an original piece that you've done that is still sealed, which is this Card Talk logo. The three of us. Do you remember this?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think that I made three, one for each of you, and then there's one other
That's
that I
amazing.
have.
You have? Nice. Nice. I
Yeah.
love
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Tom, talk to me about your journey with collecting. I guess I'm always fascinated by arriving to the place and arriving to the point. And what I imagine is there's a world of collecting, sports, fandom that you may have had. Then there's artistry. And slowly and surely over time, those things may have blended.
Yes.
Which came first, and what was that journey like?
I was always a collector.
Yep.
My mom and my grandmother were collectors, and this is kind of a common theme amongst a lot of collectors, is that it's kind of like inherited,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, big
I
time. Same with me.
Yeah, my mom and my grandma would bring me out to antique stores on the weekends because my grandma collected antique cut glass, like vases and bowls that were cut by hand and stuff.
Yep.
So I always kind of had the bug. My mom collected presidential pins and coins, so I started collecting coins and baseball cards. What you see behind me is my great uncle's original 1957 game worn road flannel from the Red Sox. So really
Sick.
yeah, the first introduction that I had to cards is a little different than a lot of people in that my great uncle played Major League Baseball, and those were the first cards that I remember having.
Sick. What was his name?
Billy Klaus. So he,
Billy
yeah, so
Clock. Red Sox
he
player?
from 55 to 58. And then
Sick.
he played for some other teams too. He played for the Phillies, the Senators, the Orioles. He had a really long career.
And what's the story of that jersey behind you?
Um, I've been posting in groups for years now in Facebook, forums, ran anywhere online where they talk about baseball and game used items, saying I'm looking for one of his bats.
Mhm.
Had a guy message me on Facebook and he's like, "Hey, I don't have a bat, but I have your great uncle's '57 Red Sox jersey." And I've never bought or owned anything like it, so it took me like a month of going back and forth, doing a lot of research and, really learning about game used jerseys and what to look for because this was the biggest piece that I ever bought at the
Mhm.
time, and here it is.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so he actually came into it because his uncle owned an estate sale company, and some estate in Pennsylvania, they came into the jersey. He had it, didn't intend to sell it, but he saw me and my story and said, I know you're gonna enjoy this more than I ever will."
That's amazing. So, collector of all different types, you were around it. Grandma, ma, you going to the state sales, you going to the antique shows. That's tchotchkes. I love the word little things.
Yeah.
Whenever the holidays are going on, like we at my house, my mom pulls out things. You're like, where did you get this little thing that's like on the bathroom shelf? And so I just always was just like collecting random things. I think about it like everything, like
Me
pens
too.
and keychains and like just
Stickers.
all of them. Yeah, the stickers, a big sticker
Yeah.
collector.
I
I have
had sticker
of
books when I was a
envelopes.
kid.
Yep. So, what about the art side?
I was always a creative kid. Even with GI Joes and stuff, I was taking the GI Joes and screwing them in the back and remixing them to create my own characters or try to create. And I'd put a head on one and paint on it to create a comic book character that there was no action figure for because I wanted it.
Mhm.
And I was always drawing things like my own shoes, trying to draw my own starter jackets and stuff like that. Um, I have a card at the studio actually that I got a couple years ago. Me and my friends would take our school pictures when we got them. We'd take them home, cut them up, and we would glue our faces to actual sports cards, and we would bring them back to school. There was just a handful of us that did this, and we would trade them with each other. And
Mhm.
just a couple years ago, I was at my good buddy Steve's in Illinois, where I grew up, and he had just gotten his collection back from his dad and he was like, "Hey, you want to go check those cards out I got from my dad?" And not even like 5 minutes into it, he goes, "What is this?" And it was the card that I glued my face onto some random Hornets player where like the size of my head like matched with the photo on the back of the card.
Yep.
So I actually have that to this day. It was a 1992 Upper Deck basketball card. That's like the first time that I have documented of me doing custom card art.
Yeah. And so when did you click on the card carver and I'm really gonna go down this path and lane?
Um, it was during COVID, really. And my oldest son, River, had bought a box of like 90 Don Russ for $8 at our LCS.
Yeah.
And we ripped it all. It's all literally sitting in like a mound of, wrappers and random cards and the puzzle pieces that came in those packs. It's like, well, what are we gonna do with all this now? And my wife had started messing around making t-shirts and was doing really well with that and had all the sparkly vinyl stuff that you heat press onto shirts. And I started mixing that with the cards. And it started out at like throwing out a couple of things on Facebook and mostly just getting hated on and like
Mhm.
hardly being able to sell something for $20 to
Yep.
to quitting my job last April and doing it full time.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That and
It's
that's a wild journey. And what is what does the output look like for you now? Commission work, project work? Talk to me a little bit about like the last couple years, maybe some highlights of pieces, or I know you've done some stuff at different events. What's kind of like the world, the ecosystem of Card Carver?
I've been trying to stick to consistent drops, and drops consist of usually 8 pieces. They're all 101. I'm designing the image and then printing 8 of them, but each of the 8 is a different material. So there's only one that's canvas, only one superfractor, and so on.
Hmm.
And there's always one sample and one artist proof. So I try to keep it exclusive. Um, Consistency is the key, as really to like anything.
Yeah.
But to maintain being relevant for as long as I have, you really have to be consistent. And I can see it when, there's times where maybe I get, a little overwhelmed with things and I maybe fall back a little bit. I can see the way it goes up and down. And, when I'm really pushing and I've got good energy going and I'm riding that wave consistently, it's really hard to stop. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to do like 2 drops a month like that, and then also do an auction and or a smaller drop with just like 3 limited pieces every Wednesday.
Nice.
So it might be a small drop or it might be a cut piece that I did with Chuck Styles that's authenticated by CGC and JSA.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I've got just like a stockpile of inventory because I'm a little different than a lot of the guys that are doing, especially the slab dart and the drops. And there's a lot of guys that are doing the drops. Um, you know, I do also cut, which nobody else really does both, and nobody else has their autograph authenticated by PSA, JSA, Beckett, and so on. So
So talk to me about that a little bit. So
yeah,
you put out twice a month for the most part. You're putting out a small collection, might be 8 pieces or something like that.
yeah.
Those are thematic, based around something that you are working on, or what is like a typical drop like?
I'm trying to create more like series so that
Mhm.
collectors can, roll with the
Yeah,
whole series. Because I mean, people love to collect.
yeah.
They want things that match and stuff. But also, I just love to drop whatever I'm feeling. So it's
Mhm.
kind of hard, as an artist and creatively to not just go with whatever I feel in the moment and to like plan things out and stick to these themes. But it's all very nostalgia driven, you know.
Yep,
It's all about being as different as I can and also making people feel something. Because at the end of the day, that's really what drives people to want to spend their money, you know?
yep. And
And
where can people get it?
through Instagram and thecardcarver.com.
Thecardcarver.com?
Yep.
And so then you were mentioning, like, CGC, JSA, you have, like, you have partnerships with them? They're authenticating your stuff?
Yeah. They authenticate off my autograph. So you can't send in one of my pieces to get graded, but
Mhm,
everything that I put out, I sign. So
mhm.
you can get it authenticated by them.
And what was that process like? Like, are there other people that have that? Were you kind of like from the art side, or is that how that works? It's through the autograph door, and then it's just a custom piece that's getting kind of like authenticated.
It's a custom piece getting authenticated,
Yep.
and it's definitely a process of getting to know people and building relationships to where you can get meetings to talk to the right people to get registered in their systems. And I've
Hmm.
been lucky enough to build those types of relationships and to be able to collaborate with some of these brands. And, when I go to trade nights or I'm traveling and doing shows, CGC will send me promotional items. At the National the last 3 years, I've been fortunate enough to do the PSA Registry Awards and creating art as actual awards, the trophies that are given to the recipients. You
Sick.
know, yeah, it's really dope. It's an honor.
That's really cool, and I think like really solidifies them as pieces in many ways.
Yeah,
W- w-
absolutely.
What's on the docket? What's coming up? What do the next couple of months look like?
Planning on getting to shows. I spread myself out a lot last year. I'm trying to be more selective and really trying to target shows that I haven't been to. Really planning for the national because that's always a big one. And each
Mhm.
year I'm trying to do everything, elevated and building on what I've already done.
Do you have
Let
any
it,
set plans? How can people engage with you at the national?
I'll definitely have a presence in the VIP room, and I'm working on having a presence on the floor. I'll be announcing that stuff as I get closer. Hopefully I'll be making an appearance at the V Friends booth doing
Most
something.
definitely. Yep.
Um, you know, I, so there's gonna be stuff.
Love it. Parting words, final words. What people can find you at the Card Carver on Instagram. They can purchase your work on thecardcarver.com. What's the last things that people should know about your work and your pieces?
That every piece that I touch comes from me. Every piece leaves the studio. It's been designed by me. It's been produced by me. It's packaged. It's shipped. Everything is done by myself, and I really pride myself in that and just being as original as I possibly can. It's a brand you can trust.
I love it. I love it. And I know that firsthand. We've known each other a long time now. Like I said, this piece I stare at often. Obviously, it's commemorative of the building, the foundation of Card Talk, my relationship with Ryan and Lou. But I've just appreciated the support you've always given, not just through your words, but through your work. But then, more importantly, and on top of it, just your constant ideas and thoughts and brainstorming and like appetite to do things together. And while we haven't taken that step of bringing something, whether it's to the masses or an official scale, it's just a matter of time. And I'm pumped. And I just want you to know I appreciate our relationship and you so much. And like I was saying before you came on, I just believe that all of these smaller is not the right word. What is niche is now massive. And I think that there's an absolute lane that is going to burst open in these custom pieces. And I see you as absolutely on the forefront. So I'm just excited to continue watching the journey and being a part of it.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming, working with sneaker companies for sneaker drops, clothing companies. It's not just about cards. There's so much more to it, as you know, within your own world, which is part of
Yep.
the reason that we click like we do, because there's a lot going on and so much to conquer.
Love it.
I love that you still have that piece. I'd wondered recently if you guys still had them, and that's awesome. You have it. I want to. I do.
Oh
It's gonna be
yeah. Give me. Oh,
hard
the
to see.
fresco tray.
Yeah, this is from the best party that I've been to around the National. That party in Atlantic City with Fresco, the whole vibe outside, the food. DJ Ski did his thing
Yep.
with appearing in the cards. So that's one of the things that's special about cards and pieces is that they can stamp a moment and like bring you back, almost like a DeLorean. You know.
100%. I couldn't agree more. I'm so happy you just shared that. That's an event that I think is overlooked in many ways, and I've shared it on here. When you're like in the midst of something, you don't really know what's going on until you are able to look back and reflect. And I think that event is definitely something like when I try to go back to that day and what that moment was, I didn't, when it was happening, I don't think I was understanding, obviously what eBay is, how big they are, Card Talk Live, that moment. Buster was there, Fresco Trey performing. There was so many fun things, so many people on stage, different interviews, different moments, and that was just a blast. And for you to show that brings back some great memories, man.
Yeah, that was huge. That was my first national, and I was at a point where I could feel myself kind of getting ahead from the pack of other card artists, and I was like, I really have to do something different. And me and my oldest son went down to Atlantic City, and it really is kind of where I catapulted from.
I love it. Well, more to come, bro. I'm excited
Yes,
to do
sir.
some more partnerships. I appreciate you joining. And if nothing else, I'm coming to Maine. We go on a nice hike together.
Yes, sir. This summer will be great.
I love it.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you,
Thank you,
brother. Good
Tyler.
seeing you, man. Always. Peace.
Late.
All right, gang. For all you that are in here hanging out, 7:32 East Coast. Not for this gentleman that's about to join because it's a little past midnight. And it's not past midnight for his footy squad yet. But I'm getting a little bit nervous about what might happen. Don't forget to check out my boy, Tom the card carver, one of the best people that I know, incredibly talented artist. Again, just like what was further reaffirmed to me today, Pegasus Collectibles is in the building. What was further reaffirmed about the grading, the growth of not only sports cards, but non-sport cards and fictional cards. It's a perfect segue to my next guest, one of my newer friends, but what feels like a lifetime of friendship. I guess that's what happens when you end up at a bar in Dubai at 2:30 in the morning together. My good friend, Kobe Bull of Edition One, who is on the front lines of the growth and all that is happening in one of my favorite cities in the world, London. Kobe, welcome to Card Talk. Welcome to being on the stage. Can I hear you? You might be on mute. The camera's beautiful, but the audio issues are persisting. It's a good entry. I like what you're doing. Spider-Man behind you. Typewriter.
How's that?
There he is. There he
you go. We
is.
got there in the end.
What's going on, Kobe? How we doing? Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Half past is what they say over there, I believe. Half past midnight? What's the word for midnight?
Past midnight.
Half past midnight.
We're celebrating.
Nice. A little beverage. Love it. Adam Rips is in the building. Kobe, talk to me. How are you? How was the day? How was the work day today?
Today was great. Today was great for many reasons. Good day at work. Tottenham lost to Newcastle this evening.
It's brought a lot of joy.
And I'm drinking to it. I'm delighted, honestly. If Tottenham get relegated in the same year that my team, Arsenal, win the league, just
that'd be all time.
Out of this world awesome.
I love it. I love it. Kobe, you and I met what feels like 10 years ago, but was now maybe about 6 months ago in Dubai at the Dubai Card
We're living
Show.
on dog years.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
7 years for a dog is like 1 year for us. That's the same as the hobby. 7 years in the hobby is 1 full year.
That's exactly right. Yeah. There's a couple different ways I want to take this conversation, but first and foremost, I've appreciated your positioning in many ways in the hobby. I think when we first met, I think you're up to some things on the retail front. I think you are up to kind of positioning certain collectibles as pieces. I think that I engage with a lot of what I'll call vendors or people that are coming in that go right to breaking or go right to volume of margins of things. What I've understood, your approach is very curated. What I'm looking over your shoulder is a VCR, a graded VHS, a graded comic, a nice half-drinking bottle of Macallan, a baseball, and above up there, that might be a card up above your right shoulder. And I think what you've built with Edition One has catered to a unique individual that has many interests, that loves nerding out on some of this stuff, and is all based in, the old city of London. So talk to me. Tell me about Edition One. What the hell are you building?
Right, so Edition One is an idea I've been collecting for years, and I've not been just collecting cards, Pokemon cards, sports cards, but anything and everything really, from comic books, which is probably my core. It's comic books, rare books, and just some crazy pieces over the years I've kind of accumulated. My son was born just over a year ago, and what became my favorite activity, hosting a poker game with friends and a rip night of sports cards and watching the Champions League or the F1, has now become impossible. I mean, my wife told me in no uncertain words that she was going to effing kill me if I had 15 people around watching the football screaming at the TV. So that's just not possible anymore. And I've been collecting for many private clientele, some high-end celebrities over the years, and we just decided that there isn't a place in the world where you can go and rip products and watch sports. So there are sports bars. In England, we have lots of bar culture, and bars are normally overcrowded, full of people, sticky tables, sticky floors. You can't always get a seat. And we want to make something more curated, a curated experience that it's a bit like a Soho House where you're going into a private members club. Hasn't got the negative connotations of the nightlife. You're going to watch sports. You're going to, me and you are going to watch the F1, and we're going to rip Topps Dynasty F1 on, on whilst we're watching the race. We're going to jump on the golf simulator at the break. We're going to play some FIFA on a cinema screen. And this is all connected into a hobby because it'd be the first curated experience that's just a home for collectibles, which is what the idea of Edition 1 is. It's a home for collectibles. So it's a place I can finally store all my crazy pieces. Like I've got the Spider-Man 1 comic behind me. I've got a cigar on the shelf, smoked by Sir Winston Churchill. I'll show you in a second. And just some crazy pieces. Yeah. So that's
Sorry,
the
keep
idea.
going.
So we're gonna open the Europe's largest hobby store. We're gonna have, at the same time as that, we're gonna have a studio attached with hopefully some of the celebrities coming on and ripping Topps Dynasty and some of the bigger products, and then a curated space for private members that can go and watch sports, open cards, and a home for collectibles is how I like to think of it.
That's amazing. That's that. I need to get there tomorrow. What
Right.
so the physical space and place is kind of the core of the business in many ways.
Yes, sir.
What does timelines look like? What if it's not too much to ask? When can I pull up to London? What will that look like?
Well, I like to start things in a measured way.
Mhm.
So our approach has been, though I've been in the hobby for many years, but not publicly, kind of in
Yeah.
the shadows. And let's give this a go. Let's open Edition 1 up to the world. So our initial thought was let's start slowly and measured. So we've taken a property off the market in central London. London landlords are a little bit difficult. I grew up between London and Miami, so Miami is home to me as well. So the idea is to start in London, have a club in Miami, and then move across, New York, maybe Chicago. Imagine going to National and having a cool place to go afterwards. That's the kind of idea. We think it's going to be 12 to 18 months before the club is open, maybe 6 to 8 months before a pop-up shop is open. But we are very much rocking and rolling. We just did the Dallas Card Show, which we were really blessed to get a table at. There's normally like a 5-year wait list. And when they saw the curation of maybe a lot of money worth of memorabilia and assets on our stand, well, they got very excited and they gave us a great position. And we had a great show. We'll be back there in March. To everyone who's coming out of Dallas, come and say hello. Edition 1 will be there. And now
March 17th, is it?
I think that's right. It's the weekend of the 15th, I believe. So yeah, I think that's right.
Yep. Amazing. You've been covering some ground.
A little bit.
You've been covering some ground, to say the least, with the 1-year-old. I want to get a little bit of insight. I'm in love with London for many reasons. I'm obsessed with the Premier League. I love the culture. I'm a big fan of the Tube. I do love the pubs. I like the East Ends and I like the West Ends as well. I like seeing a Broadway show from time to time. But it feels like cards are really picking up in some ways there. Obviously, we've seen the Topps open their flagship store. My boy Tosin holding it down. Now Topps Chrome Premier League hit the market, the paper product earlier. Are you feeling it? Are you seeing it? Can you discern in words what has been happening over there?
It's been a crazy shift where sports cards was maybe the reality of me being with my family in Miami, our place there. That was, you go to a sports card shop and you pick up some cards. That was quite a normal thing. It wasn't as popular as the height it is now, but it was always a thing. I mean, I remember as a kid going to Swap Shop Market in Florida, and I'll tell you something crazy. I picked up a Michael Jordan rookie card as a 9-year-old there. I think I had 2 of them. Found them in my loft about 2 years ago. Had them graded. They came back quite nicely graded. One's in my son's Zion. I'm building him his own Zion, and there he is. You can see chewing on a Michael Jordan rookie.
That's amazing. Someone just said swap shop, my local flea market. Let's go.
Yeah. It's Swap Shop was a place to go. I got some great cards there, and like so that was a thing there. But London has always been 50 years behind the hobby. You know, if you come here to Antiquated, no one knows what you're talking about. If I say to them, "Yeah, this card is worth upwards of $1,000," they look at you like you're on drugs.
Yeah.
It's an alien concept. It's a fugazi to them. They can't comprehend it. That's quickly changing. Fanatics have made a big investment here. We are hoping to bring some new life to the hobby in the UK. And out of nowhere, we have a lot of, you know, celebrity clients, a lot of Premier League football players, and they want to come on stream and they want to open Topps Chrome Premier League. And I've got players messaging me, I can't say names, but they're putting bounties on their own cards. I don't
Yeah.
even know what they're worth, and I don't know what's worth. Tell me what I'll pay, I don't mind.
Yeah.
And it's become a thing, and you just like, you get a call or a WhatsApp from some random message, you're looking at the photo going, that's not who I think it is. And it's like, hey man, I want to buy my gold to 50 card. Can you sort it? Yeah, we got 2 in the Zion, you can have one. So
Yeah.
it's been great. It's growing like crazy. We have London Card Show this coming weekend. Card
Nice.
shows here are becoming bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Getting a lot
Shout
of
out to
US
Harry. He's done a really nice job with that show.
Harry's a great dude. He's a great dude, and he's working hard. And he's got the XL show coming up in April, which you're going to be there, Ty. It's
I'll
going to
be
be
there
the
for
biggest
that.
show in Europe.
I'll be
You
there
know,
for
and-
that. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're seeing the
Speaking
expansion.
of me coming over to London,
Mm.
you and I are going to put together a little event on the 9th of March.
We are indeed. Can we talk
Which-
about that?
We can talk about that. So for Kobe, we have 2 partners in the UK that we are working with for this upcoming Spectacular Series Super Sticker launch. Niam, who we've worked with for a long time, I've been a long time buddy at Sports Card Direct, and Kobe at Edition 1 are going to be carrying our Spectacular Series Super Sticker hobby product exclusively in the UK and EU, frankly. Like, other than, I don't even know, Trace and Chase, if they ship some to Greece, but I think you guys are the only ones in the EU. And on Monday, March 9th, we're going to do a little launch party. We're going to have a little bit of Macallan there. We're going to have some stickers that we're ripping. We're going to have some cold ones, maybe some, was it Camden Lager, or what's the
Camden Ale, Camden
some
Lager, we can
Camden
sort that
Ale,
out.
some Camden Lager, and we're gonna get all the London heads. We're gonna have some Prem players there. We're gonna have some business people there. We're gonna have some people ripping stickers for the first time. What's the equivalent of a pizza? That's what I was trying to figure out. What's London's pizza?
Fish and chips.
Fish and
And
chips.
no one wants a fish and chips on a night out because
That's what I'm saying. What's
everywhere.
do you
Yeah.
guys do pizza?
We'll,
Like, is it
we'll,
like
we'll do a pizza. We'll have to do a pizza. We'll have to. You're bringing the American to London, so you got to bring the pizza.
perfect pizza
It
and
feels
beers
right.
and super stickers? Monday, March
Yeah,
9th. I'm very excited about it. Look, I appreciate you joining late. I think are those records up there behind you?
You want to see some crazy stuff?
Yeah, please give me a little show and tell before I kick you out of here.
Oh, so this is there is 2 copies of this in the world. It's the first of the line sealed Superman VHS. Now, Christopher Reeve's family estate owns 1 copy, and I own the other one. It's
That's
a
amazing.
crazy artifact.
So VHS has always been a little bit of your thing, right?
Everything collectible, because this is what I'm going to show you now is going to blow Car Talk's mind. This is
I love it.
insane.
What do we got?
So we managed to get this from the Mario Puzo estate. Now, Mario Puzo wrote a little book called The Godfather.
This
Now,
is
when he
true.
wrote The Godfather, he printed a couple of copies for him to review in a Xerox printing book, and he made handwritten annotations in them. And this is one of them. This is the very first copy of The Godfather ever
Wow.
printed, and you've got his
Sick.
handwritten page numbers in here.
That's
And this
unbelievable.
is it. This is the Holy Grail.
All-time
of-
book, by the way. I've read it in the last 18
It's
months.
awesome. Oh, mate, I'm glad that you said that. It's one of my favorites.
Fantastic
Mario Puzo is
book.
a legend. We got here
Fantastic book.
the first Spider-Man.
Nice.
my home
Amazing
copy.
Spider-Man. Love that.
Amazing Spider-Man 1. Not first appearance, first comic though.
Yep.
And then we have okay, this is cool. This is a cigar smoked by Sir Winston Churchill.
That's amazing. Where do you procure something like that?
I've been collecting many weird things for many, many years. That's going to go in our cigar bar in edition 1.
Have you watched The Crown?
Yes, sir.
So one of my favorite episodes of TV ever is the London Fog episode.
Oh, I know what you mean. A great episode with Winston
He
Churchill.
was just a great character in that show, like really good character. And for some reason, that episode brings me so much joy. I really don't even know why. I think I just love London and London Fog, and that whole episode is
I love that you
amazing.
know that. I love that you watch that.
Yeah.
Show you a couple more pieces. This was allegedly made by very famous Buzz Aldrin's daughter for him when he came back from the moon. It's a paper mache, and he's actually signed it. I don't know if you can see the signature.
Yeah.
If I move over here,
Wait, hold on.
we have
Buzz Aldrin. The fact you just went Buzz Aldrin. Buzz Aldrin was from Montclair, New Jersey, the town that I grew up in.
Oh, really?
My middle school got renamed in the last 15 years to Buzz Aldrin Middle School because that's where he went. And absolute hero. And his house that he grew up in the town that I grew up in, has a nice fat moon rock on the front of it with a plaque. So I wasn't expecting you to go Buzz Aldrin and bridge the gap between London and Montclair, New Jersey, but I'm pretty happy about it.
Crazy. It's some crazy pieces. I mean, I got Darth Vader, James R. Jones signed.
Sick.
Mask behind me. This was used by Barack Obama in the White House. He signed it when I think he had LeBron and maybe someone else there.
I remember that. He does have a decent little jump shot.
Yeah, and then I'll show you one last thing. It's my favorite. Yes. My favorite baseball card. No one collects baseball cards in the UK. I'm one of the only ones. But the Billy Ripken era card is iconic. And it's one of my favorite cards.
I love it. I love it. That's good stuff. Kobe, I just hope you know how much I appreciate you. It's now 50 past or 10 to 1 in your world. I know you're a late night grinder. I'm very excited. The first international appearance from anyone on Card Talk Live. And we got a lot of things cooking. It's going to be a great year and multiple years ahead. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate your partnership. I can't wait to get over and have a bang on night Monday, March 9th in London. All the best. All the best to Arsenal. I wish you well during this slog of the next couple months that it will be. Enjoy every moment.
Take care.
I'll see you, brother. Be well. Peace. Bye. That's my boy. Wait, what? You were not live? You were behind? Supreme? What are you talking about? Now you're live. Oh, you were caught behind. Supreme, James Cook, also one of my favorite people. You guys have a lot of similarities. You just like random weird stuff. We're a little bit behind on time. I got to get my boy to the stage. First and foremost, I have a lot of respect for this kid that's about to come on. And this is a little bit of a different appearance, I must say. But I've known Danny for some time now. He was shocked that I had his phone number in my phone. He was like, no way. And I was like, yes way. We've done some good business. Danny was an early believer, not an early believer in the macro of VeeFriends, but between what my partner Zach and I have been building with our relationships with breakers, Zach and Danny have a very kindred relationship. Danny, I'm excited to ask him questions that I don't really have the answer to yet, but Danny runs a decently sized and active breaking business. And it is not an easy thing to do. To my understanding, Danny's a full stack cat. Runs the ops, gets on the stream, breaks the cards, gets them out. And he's a Philly kid, like we all respect him like a good Philly kid. So he was at our trade night the other night. And I'm like, come on Card Talk. Let me ask you some questions about what it's like to run a breaking company. So here we are, 50 minutes into Card Talk. Danny, we're a little bit behind schedule, but we are now ready to bring you to the stage. Danny, Breaking Company, welcome to Card Talk Live. How we doing, brother?
I'm honored to be here. Thank you, Ty, so much. Can you hear me, see me well?
I can hear you super well. I love the marketing that you're doing with the background. That'll be included in the clips. I know what you're doing, trying to make it all happen. I definitely, I was like, it's Danny from Breaking Co. And then your handle's Breaking Company. And I'm like, okay, well, we gotta, thread the needle a little bit there, but we'll figure it out. Danny, talk to me. Where are you coming in from and what's going on? How's your day been?
We're at the office, so it's low hanging fruit. Everything I own is Breaking Co branded at this point. You gotta. It's the little things that count. But I'm in the office right now. We're streaming as we speak. Just in another room, getting ready to pack some stuff after.
A nice day of streaming. Danny, can I ask you a question? How old are you?
I'm 25.
You're 25. How long have you're the founder and CEO of Breaking Co?
Yep.
When did you start it?
So after college, I had a job for about a year from home, online work, and I started dabbling in breaking. It was a good time. I love cards, all things cards. I've always loved cards. I never had that gap where everyone's like, oh, I liked it when I was a kid. Then I liked it as an adult. I liked it always and forever. It never stopped.
What got you into it?
What got me? I like sports, bringing myself closer to players I like, It's like,
did you have a brother or like who introduced you to sports cards?
I mean, I am the oldest in my family, but me and
Nice.
my brother collected together when we were kids. My friends, it was just like a pretty
You're
normal.
just into it.
Yeah, everyone was into it, but then people kind of stopped, and I never stopped. I always liked it a lot.
And you're a Philly kid?
Yes, sir.
Basketball, baseball, football. What was your
5 for 5, including the Philadelphia Union. Don't sleep on the Union. They make
you
it to
collect
the
the Union? By the way, do they play at that little it used to be PL Park?
like past the
By the
airport.
bridge, by the water?
Yeah, like very far. It's almost
It's
in
a
Delaware.
sweet stadium.
It's a really nice stadium. I think
What's
they
it called
still play.
now?
Isn't it not Pico Park?
Oh, it's Pico. I think it used to be called PL Park or something like that.
Pretty sure it's Pico.
But we
I could
played a
be wrong.
lacrosse game there in college, Penn State. I think I'm trying to remember who we played, maybe Penn, but it's a sweet field. Damn, so you're collecting the Philly Union?
Not really.
Yeah,
More
well, you
for
got a
show.
couple pieces. You got a
More
couple
for
pieces.
show. Just to say.
All
I'm
right,
fine
so
with
you've
my
been
guy.
around the game. What were you into early? What was the thing that was wetting your beak?
Like fun. It's kind of funny. I remember me and my brother had a deal where any box we rip, he gets the autographs, I get the patch cards for like sports. Thinking back, I should have definitely not made that deal with my brother. But it was anything we can get our hands on. Anything, if our parents got us a gift, and every birthday, I remember from maybe age 6 to maybe age 15, every single time it was sports cards. And then I stopped getting birthday gifts and I had to buy my own for my birthday. But
Yep. I
the
love it.
sentiment stands.
Were you flipping? Were you collecting? Like, what was your approach?
Honestly, it was so like light, but I loved it so much. I think I only found out hobby boxes existed after I turned like 13.
Got it.
It was just I go to Target, I get one of
Hey.
each SKU. It wasn't hard to find because there
Yeah,
wasn't.
they were
crazy
sitting
boom.
there. Yep.
They were sitting there. I got one of each one, ripped them, had a great time, hit like a couple numbered cards.
Yep.
Just like the best.
I just loved it. You and your
Yeah.
bro. So you're sitting at home, you're 22, 21, 3-4 years ago, COVID. What, you're working an online job, you hate it?
I mean, it definitely wasn't. It's not my future to be sitting,
Yeah.
in bed and working. Like
Yep.
that's not it. Now when you
So
have-
give me the exact moment you were like, I'm gonna do breaking.
Yes. I mean, I've been watching breaking since when did Whatnot get created? Like 2020? The day it got created, I downloaded the app and started watching. Then, I don't know, maybe 3 months in, I said, you know what? Like, I can invest in a hobby box. A cheap one, obviously. Hop on stream. Obviously, as everyone can probably imagine, did not go well, but perseverance, keep grinding at it every day, consistency. Just eventually it got really sizable where I could do it every day. And I was working on breaking, like, obviously, if I'm selling 100 items, I got to pack 100 items. It takes an hour, 2 hours. So my job started to realize that I maybe didn't take it as seriously. And it was more of like a mutual, like, Dan, like, like you're too ambitious for us. Go do your thing. I said, thank you guys.
And was that day a seminal, like, do you remember that day as mattering?
No, the day we popped off, I remember as mattering because every
Well-
day it was like stagnant. There was so many days where I was like, I just got to stop doing this and focus, on real work. This isn't serious. It's not sustainable. And then one day it just clicked. The algo just picked up the channel and boom, we have 40 people in the room. All of a sudden, people are chatting. People want to know what's good. And that day I remember very vividly. Remember that like it was yesterday.
Tell me the story of that day. What was going on?
Sure. So me and my brother used to live stream together. And obviously it's your brother, you're butting heads after every single stream. What did we do wrong? What did we do right? He went on vacation. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do it by myself. He was like, all right, do it by yourself. And I just hopped on. I remember I tried a different system. I was trying, maybe dollar starts, maybe not random team, set prices. And I think what we did was like dollar starts, but not random team. That was the exact system we did. And just people came, people started bidding. They enjoyed the product itself. That was really big. I remember that very clearly.
And did you call your brother like you're never going on the stream again?
I did, yeah. I didn't want to, I don't know how, PG-13 we can get. I said a lot of very, mean things. I was like, dude, you don't know anything. You don't know what you're missing. Hopped off right away.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah, right
amazing.
away.
So now what does your operation look like? You're running a breaking company. You got some action. Obviously, you've kind of hit I don't want to say escape velocity because there's obviously more to do every day, but I don't think you're showing up to every stream thinking it might be your last anymore. Give me a day-to-day in the life of Danny operating Breaking Co. and a modern day breaking business.
Sure. So I have a team. I come into the office. We have an office. Help the team, do whatever. Mostly really 9 to 5 is just client calls all day. People would be surprised. I mean, a lot of this is, I literally tell anyone I'm trying to hire for breaking, it is 90% entertainment and 5% sales or 10% sales in that math. You're talking to real people. This isn't Amazon where you don't know who you're selling to. All these people have lives. They, this is their escape from, reality in a good way. So I'm on the phone with my guys all day. I'm on the phone with distribution. We're packing, we're shipping, and then stream for, 5-6 hours a night, every night, 7 days a week.
Every night, 7 days a week. Are you still on camera?
In what sense? Am I a streamer myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Currently, Wednesdays and Tuesdays, I don't stream anymore, and it's Tuesday, so I have the night to just chill.
Nice. All right, perfect. That
We're
means you have more Car Talk appearances in the future. What's the number one challenge you face in the business today?
The worst. It's so hard. So impossible to convince someone to come stream for you. Like, hey, drop everything you're doing. And, they're obviously a personality. Drop everything you're doing and come stream on my Whatnot account. It's like, without numbers, it's almost impossible to find anyone. Even with numbers, the person has to have belief in the system.
In what you're selling to them as why they should do it with you.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing for sure. Hiring people to stream.
Yeah. And do you believe talent on stream is a major differentiator based on what you just said?
Yeah, 100%. Your sales just come, people, you could sell anything to anybody, but how entertaining you are is the most important thing on Whatnot. There's a million companies. Everyone is selling, like, for example, as we speak, we're selling Topps Chrome EPL, probably 20 other streams selling Topps Chrome EPL. What do? People have allocation. People have cheaper prices than you. People are starting it at $1. So you got to differentiate yourself with your personality. You got to kill it. Be, outgoing and there's probably so many adjectives you could use here.
What is the product? This is not a trick question. I'm not walking you into anything.
VeeFriends.
What do you think will be the biggest product release for your business this year?
So I started off as exclusively basketball, and I have basically sworn off basketball in the last 3 months. It doesn't work at all. VeeFriends, unironically, VeeFriends Chrome, the new set, I have, as you know, a ton of cases coming. It's huge. There's not a million channels breaking it. And I think that the people who love it really love it. So it makes it much easier to sell. And all you got to fill out is the entertainment, which thank God we have in the Breaking Co. So VeeFriends stuff is huge. Disney, if we're not going VeeFriends route, Disney is massive. Trying, to dabble in Marvel, trying to find someone for that.
Someone asked you break any Pokemon stuff? No.
Not at all. I probably should.
How much time do you spend on sourcing product?
every day, probably 4 or 5 hours every day.
Yeah.
Right? You have to buy right. That's also a huge thing. If you're not buying right, you cannot succeed at all. The margins are so small that you have to buy correctly. So getting, a good network of distributors, making good relationships, networking in that sense, very important.
Mhm. How much time, energy, effort does your business spend on putting out content on social to essentially acquire net new users?
0 hours a day. I have to find someone to do that. It's so important. If anyone is watching, hit me up if you're good at social media, please. Like I post on Instagram every day, I'm sure you see, and that's it. Just pictures of cards. I don't even do like good comments under it. So minimal effort, but I should. I really should, and I don't.
Well, look, even that answer, I think that answer sums up the success and how you've gotten to where you've gotten to today. Because while your answer is 0, you still are posting every day. And I think that what I've enjoyed about your energy and getting to know you, and it's just like, no matter what, I'm gonna make it happen. Like many people are sitting around knowing that they should and crippled by it being perfect and it looking good and it representing this and that and what have you. And I have to imagine you just saying, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it and we'll figure out a way to get it better over time is like 90% of what has led to the
That's the type of
success.
motivation I needed to figure this out for tomorrow. I'm telling you, it's so minimal effort, but I do it because you got to do it. It's
You
a
got
part
to
of
do
the
it.
business, but
You got to do it.
low
And so
effort.
1 is better than 0 is something we always talk about. And then over time, you just improve and improve, and you'll have that moment in content likewise where it'll be eureka. This just worked. Everything's changing, and we're going to go down this path for now.
Got to get someone to do it. That's my next
Yep.
step.
I love it.
Crazy you bring it up. Today, I was talking to 2 people specifically about, creating a Breaking Co social media presence where somebody comes to the office, does like skits or whatever it is, interviews, small ones, post them, grind them out, all of them.
Danny, I think you're inspiration in many ways. I've enjoyed, getting to know you. And I say that because I just know that there are probably many 18-year-olds, 17, 22, 32 for that matter, that could look at you and just say, I'm gonna just do it. And that's what I know of you. And you've made it happen. Even this little green screen background that you got going on right now. Like, I think many people would be like, that's not pretty enough or good looking enough or this. And it's like, just do it. Just show up, do it, hit the button, go, find what works. And I know that of you. On the phone, figure it out, make it happen, hustle. Every time Zach gets off the phone with you, he walks over and that's my guy. Because no matter what, you guys are making it happen. Action, move forward, keep driving. And that's why I was like, yeah, let's have you on. I'm going to learn some things. If someone watches this and is like, I can do it. Me and my bro, we're sitting around, not doing anything. You just got to start. You got to stay in motion. You got to stay active. And so thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of Card Talk. Thank you for the support of VeeFriends. And we're going to be supporting you for a long period of time. Appreciate you, bro. Keep killing it.
Very excited.
Can't wait to have you back, bro.
See you
Be well. Peace, man. Bye. All right. Gang, we got Tekken still in the chat. We got James Cook still in the chat. We got Alex Carbonier still in the chat. Thursday night, Alex was there. That was Thursday night. Yup. Tekken, he is a winner. That kid is a winner. His energy is infectious. That's Philly for you. That is good old Philly love. People want to hate on Philly. That's what Philly brings to this country. That's the birthplace of America energy right there. Make it happen at all costs. This is the moment of the night that I was very much most looking forward to. I said it before. I think this is only the second repeat guest. I believe that the individual that is about to come on, that I've already given a very eloquent, probably introduction on the previous Card Talk, so I don't need to double down. Boston is a terrible city, Ryan. Terrible city. I think this person might be one of the most knowledgeable people that I know in the hobby. Authenticity. And again, like, I've seen his journey and I've seen the impact that he's made in bringing net new people into this industry through thoughtful strategy. And I know he's changed ample amount of people's lives by showing them what's possible. And so I'm excited to have my boy Rick Ellis come on and talk about one of my favorite things, which is
What's up,
Premier
man?
League soccer. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great, bro. It's good to see you. It's good to
Thank
see you.
too.
How's everything today?
Dude, it's good. It's good. We're still coming off the high of the release week for Premier League. Watched Ryan breaking it pretty much all day today and just been binging streams pretty much all week long, watching to see when my guys get hit and everything. So it's good, man. Took in a little Bournemouth versus Everton earlier today. So it's good.
Yeah. What was the result? What happened?
2-1. We were down 1-0, came back and scored 2. So
Oh, sick. 3 points?
yeah, new transfer from Brazil is looking real good out on the right wing. So we love
What's
that.
his name?
His name is Ryan, Ryan. So he was a big high price transfer from Vasco da Gama in Brazil. It's kind of taking over that spot that Antoine Semenyo left open when he went to City. And
Yeah.
3 games in, 1 assist, 2 goals.
Oh,
Insane.
sick. Okay. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you know how
Yep.
much they sold Semenyo for?
I want to say it was like 72 million somewhere in there.
And do you know what they bought Ryan for?
30 something. So good business.
That's good work right there.
Yeah. I mean, this team's just printing money right now. This is the team I've decided that I'm going to follow, and they're just they're just bringing in people. They keep them for a year or two, develop them, sell them for double. Man, it's like they're flipping cards out there.
It's a
crazy.
beautiful thing. I love it. So, man,
Yeah.
Premier League's the best. I got to say, Rick, at this moment right now, this is the most live viewers we have had on Card Talk in the 5 weeks, and we were talking about the Premier League. It brings me a lot of joy. Based Bulbasaur is in the chat
There we
saying
go.
Ryan is a W player. Do we know, Alex is Tyler Adams back?
Tyler Adams is not back yet, but he did travel with the team today. So it looks like that's around the corner. But, I mean, selfishly, I kind of want him to make sure he's healthy for the World Cup, right?
Yeah, exactly. We settle down. Settle
Yeah,
everyone.
we're fine,
Yeah,
we're fine.
exactly. Rick, I have not. Rupert Creates is in the building. I have
Rupert.
not had the luxury of spending much time yet on this product.
Mm.
Can you give me a little high level? Obviously, this is the return of Premier League to Topps Chrome.
Yep.
Can you just give a rundown? What's up with the product? Obviously, it's here in the States. It's
Yep.
also in the UK.
It is for sure.
Is there a difference in the product?
Doesn't look like it so far. I think there is some differences in the retail formats, but hobby-wise, Breakers Delight-wise, seems to be very similar. We are starting to see people opening up blasters and hangers and whatnot in the last couple of days. But I mean, I've probably watched 60 or so cases of the different hobby and Breakers Delight formats, and it's good, man. Everybody's talking about the quality of the cards. A lot of times there's been a lot of complaints about Topps products and they come out and they're damaged or they're miscut or whatever. These ones are printed in that factory in Italy, it seems like, and they're really good quality. Especially with the Chrome card, it's tough to pull off. So it's awesome. It's packed with Premier League legends. The rookie class is extremely strong this year. And there's a lot of homages to like those old school like club legends that are maybe not Premier League legends necessarily, but club legends. And people are loving it. They're loving to see that their old guys get pulled, that they really enjoy and everything. So I think overall,
was there an insert about something like the streets remember or
Streets
like
don't forget. Yep.
streets don't forget?
It's pretty much all those club legends that you're like, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
It's that type of thing.
It really feels like, at least from the outside looking in, and when I see certain posts, like maybe there was just a little extra juice on the product development, or maybe they've been working on it for a long time. But a lot of times we're happy, but there's always like, if it was me, I might have done this or that, or clearly the person developing it isn't really that deep. I don't feel like that's the case here.
It definitely seems like they did their homework. You can tell there's people on the ground over on the other side of the pond that were deeply involved with the development of this product. So yeah, I feel it. I feel it a lot. I think they've done a really good job of making sure that this is interesting to the U.S. audiences, which have been around for a while and have been buying kind of those really high-end sets, and making sure that this is also appealing to the England, the buyers in Europe and England, who they've had a history of like treating almost with kid gloves in the past. and like here's your match attacks and all
Yeah.
that. And this is like we're not doing that anymore. Like you can get that, you can get retail, but I'm going to give you the good stuff too. I'm going to give you the David Beckham chase. We went and took him from Panini. Club legends throughout, like big names, triple autographs coming out left and right. But they're not playing around.
I love it. And then what's the Cole Palmer? Did they do like a negative
Yeah,
zero or something
they
interesting
did
like
a
that?
zero factor, and the autographs. There's only two. It's Morgan Rogers and Cole Palmer are the only autograph subjects in that doing the
Yeah.
the cold celebration. What a great touch, right?
I love it. I love it. Hey, Rick, what are some of the rookies prospects? It's funny because like rookie is like a very American thing,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of like what an actual rookie is. What are some of the key prospects people are chasing in the set?
I think there's really probably off the top of my head three that stand out to me. So clearly at the top, Esteval, Chelsea.
Would you
His
say
market-
he's the key man in the set from that regard?
Right now, yes. I think the only thing that's really keeping it close is the fact that he has previous cards
Yep.
in Panini sets and in Tops, other sets as well. But Esteval stuff is insane. Like for example, I had a base card numbered to 50 that I hit out of a personal box, true gold, $575. I sold that thing for numbered
Wow.
to 50. Like that's baseball prospect numbers, right? That we're talking about, not autographed, none of that.
Wow.
And this is starting to get into some good money for cards that aren't really tough to hit.
Yeah.
He's number one. Rio Ngoma for Liverpool, big chase as well. He kind of, was the big chase in paper. And then Shea Lacey all of a sudden for Manchester United feels like there's some things starting to bubble there as well. So really exciting. I mean, every time that we drop these, we're kind of playing with the price to see where it's at. Those three are selling out right away. And then you kind of had the surprise edition of Max Dowman
Yeah.
for Arsenal at the last minute, which, we had a little bit of issues with that. They're paper cards. Topps had to put out a big statement like, yes, they're paper, but we'll switch them out for chrome and all that stuff. But man, we're seeing some ridiculous numbers. I'm hearing rumors of $50,000 bounties on these superfractors. These
Wow.
Arsenal collectors are crazy.
Talk to me about that for a second. That has not hit my radar yet. So obviously Dowman is a huge prospect. It's like you always hear about, youngest player, people have lauded him. He's come on. So he's in the set officially.
He is in the set officially. He only has a handful, from what I've heard, less than 100 base cards. And he's only in the hobby version as far as his base cards are concerned. So you have base, you have number to 50, 25, all the way down to Superfractor.
Yep.
And then he has autographs as well. All the autographs are on Chrome stock as they should be.
Yeah.
And those ones seem to be quite rare as well. But from what I've read, his single autograph or his single card, any variation of his card, is statistically harder to hit than any other card in the entire set. From what we're hearing, there's just so few of them out there. So,
And you're saying the base cards are paper?
the base, they put out a statement. Topps did on release day saying, "Hey, the base cards, we wanted to make sure we can get them into the set. This is the only way we can do it. Base cards are paper, but we've set up a trade-in program for you guys. You could trade them in 1-for-1, kind of like what you saw with the Cooper Flag
Yep.
X Factor issue last week, similar to that. So,
Yep.
they did.
But
right
is it
thing.
the
They did
only
everything
paper
right.
card? Is it the only paper card in the set?
It is the only paper card in the set. Yeah, I think that
That's
was not
super
intentional.
cool. I
Pretty
really
wild, huh?
feel like Topps's operations. I mean, look, you and I have known each other for a long time, and you paid attention to Card Talk.
Oh yeah,
Me, Ryan, and Lou sitting there. There's rumors that Fanatics might buy Topps.
I remember.
Oh man, it's all over. They're gonna pillage everyone. Blah 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 blah. After all this time, like, that's an impressive thing to me, and willingness to do it, like
Yeah.
showing that they really, Topps doesn't care. They know they do. They know how important that was. They're gonna put a random paper thing in there, and then have the infrastructure to do the swaps. That's no easy feat. That's real resources. And to me, that shows
Them real
they
money.
understand the importance.
Absolutely. And I think that that's the differentiator too, knowing that later in the year you have Topps Chrome Champions League coming on. You have to make this release as strong as possible for your brand new premier property, right?
Yeah.
And Ryan talks about it all the time on his podcast and everything about how the debut patch is the single biggest innovation in cards in the last 15 years or whatever. If we can say many things about them. The one thing we can't say is that they're not trying to be innovative. That's not a criticism that's valid right now. I don't
Yep. I agree. I just saw, I don't know if it was announced today, but they're dropping a 52 mantle into
Yeah. Is that wild?
It's wild. It's amazing. I love it.
Can you imagine? Like that's a card that people dream their entire lives of owning, the worst copy out there. And there's a chance you could be able to get a redemption for one in a pack. It's a series 1. It's wild.
It's a beautiful thing. I think that there's a lot of fun going on right now. I think that there's a lot of good. Obviously, we've come a long way in the soccer, footy, hobby, if you will. Right now here, I have a Topps now Caden Clark
Yeah.
from back in the day, 2020.
Yep.
One of my favorite sets, 2018 World Cup Prism.
Mhm.
But it feels like as much as it's been growing, as much as the hoopla around cost and all of these things, I'm speaking to a lot of people that are just having fun buying a box and ripping with their fam and enjoying it. And it feels healthy, I got to say. As crazy as it all is, it still feels healthy.
It does. It does. It's in a good spot. I think this is what we all hoped would happen, is it would eventually kind of start to grow, right? And nobody wants the huge spike because that's not sustainable. But seeing where every single month, I was looking at Card Ladder earlier, the soccer index, and the amount of sales on soccer grails over the last couple of months, you had these individual points for the last 2 years, and then all of a sudden, the last 6 months, it's bam, bam, bam. There's one being sold every single week.
Yeah.
It's just really cool to see that, because we want this to be sustainable. Everybody talks about the World Cup being the crest of it all. We want that to be the launching pad. We want this thing to take off and become bigger than baseball, bigger than soccer, or bigger than basketball, all of these things. This is what we want.
It's funny, Sunday, Super Bowl, Bad Bunny conversation, net new audience. Everything is about net new audience and growth, and someone made a comment and was like, they're going after the soccer audience. And I was like, man, that's what that is. That's what that is. It is the global language. It is the global sport. Footy is. And there's a lot of people that have never watched an NFL game that watch that and are prepping for the World Cup, and obviously all the business tie-ins and all of that. And yeah, soccer, when we were at the National together, probably, I don't know what exact year, 21, 22, your passion around it. And it was like a little speck. It was. The door is open and it's happening, and it brings me so much joy. And every time we get to chat, I just get fired up, and I appreciate you coming on, sharing some wisdom. Final question. What's the best hit in the product that you've seen so far?
That I've seen so far. I did see that both the Esteval and Rio and Ngoma Super Factor autographs were actually hitting the same case on the live stream. That's kind of a mess. We don't want that to happen, but we really liked seeing on Castro Collects, we hit a Mohamed Salah gold on-card autograph on release day.
And do they have on-cards?
There's only a handful of subjects that are on-card. So Salah, David Beckham, but only a couple of them are on-card. And Ryan hit a gold one on release day. That's such a special feeling, seeing a player that has traditionally not signed for years until very recently here. And all of a sudden, you just unearth one of those pieces that there's only a handful in the world. That was a really special feeling to see that happen.
That's amazing. Congrats to Rye. Congrats to you. Again, congrats to Castro. You know how I feel. I think it is. I believe you guys are on the forefront of modern day entertainment and what you've been building. And I know how much impact you've had on that. And I just look forward to keep having you on.
As often as you want, man. I'm here.
You're the man. Enjoy the rest of the run out on the release. We'll chat soon. Anything I can do, please give me a holler, and all the best, man.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Tyler.
Thanks for joining, Rick. See you soon, man.
See you.
All right, gang. I appreciate you being here. We are about an hour and 20 minutes into Card Talk. Today is Tuesday, February 10th. A lot happening. NFL's over. I guess baseball fans say that it's now baseball season. To me, it's footy season. We are now fully into the thick of the Premier League race for the championship. It looks like an all-time one with Arsenal and Man City. Couple, Villa nipping at the heels, not really, frankly. But the Champions League race, that's a beautiful thing about footy. 4th place matters. 5th place matters. The last 3 places matter. And then we just turn the page to World Cup in America. just feels like something that's been on the docket for like at least 12 years. At least 12 years. I've got some fun things in the hopper. Huge product release. One of the biggest moments of my career coming up next Wednesday, February 18th, with the release of the Spectacular Series Super Stickers from VeeFriends. Going out to Comics Pro for our B2B conference in the comic retail space. Got an upcoming trip to Poland where I'll be doing a show live from Poland, which I'm looking forward to. We're just going to keep chipping away and building this thing. If you've listened to this point on live, I appreciate it. If you've gotten to this point on the podcast, I really, it means so much. Any questions you might have, reach out to Card Talk Pod on Instagram. If you have any cards that you're looking to sell, let me know. I can help connect with potential buyers or listeners. That's something that we're doing more and more of. And if nothing else, keep enjoying your collecting, share your stuff, and have a blessed evening, day, week, month, year. Appreciate you being a part. All the best. Peace.